Today I am trying Jim Leahy's No Knead pizza dough, and I'm starting off by measuring out my flour. Now I am going to need 500 grams of all-purpose flour, to the flour I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon active dry yeast and 2 tablespoons kosher salt, and 1½ cups of water. And then I am going to give this a really good stir. Now that I have mixed it very well, I am going to cover it with saran wrap, and I'm going to cover it very nicely as it is going to sit here overnight. And then I'm going to start my second batch using the same recipe. Now that I've finished my second batch, I'm also going to cover this very well with saran wrap, and then I'm going to cover both of the bowls with a towel and let it rise for 18 hours. And this is what it looks like 18 hours later. It has risen and it has gotten some really nice bubbles. So far, I'm liking how this dough looks. I think we might just get some delicious pizza out of this dough. Today I am making pizza using Jim Leahy's No Knead pizza dough recipe. I made this dough last night and I let it sit for 18 hours. I have it nicely covered with saran wrap, each bowl separately covered with saran wrap, and then I had a towel over it. And look at this dough. It has formed some really nice bubbles. So I'm just going to cover it up and prepare my pizza toppings. I start by grating my mozzarella cheese and setting it aside. And my freshly washed bell pepper I'm going to finely slice and dice, as I will need both. I will do the same with my red onion. These freshly washed mushrooms I will also cut into thin slices. And then for this pizza today, at least for one of them, I'm going to use this deli ham. I think this is going to taste really good on a pizza, so I'm going to cut them into small pieces. And then here I have some Italian sausage, which I'm going to take out of its casing, and then I'm going to fry it up into ground sausage. Along with this, I will also be using pepperoni slices. And I've got my pizza sauce ready. Using olive oil, I'm going to grease up my clean work surface here. And then I'm going to take my first batch of dough and I'm going to start making my pizza. So this dough is nice and soft, but it is a little bit sticky, but it is manageable. So now I am going to divide this dough up into pieces because I will be making a few different pizzas. My family does not all like the same pizzas, and I myself like variety, so I am going to start by making a pepperoni pizza first. So here I have a nicely greased pan. This is a well-used pizza pan which I'm oiling up quite well. Today I'm not going to roll out this pizza dough. Today I am just going to put it in the pan and spread it out and let it rest in between. So I wrap it with not tin foil. So I wrap it with saran wrap. And I'm going to let it rest for a little bit, and then I'm going to finish stretching it out to fit the pan. So because this is my first time trying this recipe, I need to know how this fries up as well. So here I am going to make a panzerotti, a few panzerottis actually. And so I'm going to use flour because this dough is a little bit sticky. Now I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm going to roll this into a nice rectangular shape. This is a nice dough. Look at all the bubbles. It's bubbling up even as I'm rolling it. So now I'm going to fill it with pizza toppings, and I'm going to start with some pizza sauce. And then I'm going to add some cheese. Some pepperoni. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that diced onion, and that is what I needed the diced onion for. And then a little bit of the diced pepper. And a few slices of the mushrooms. And now I'm going to close up this panzerotti by folding one end over the other and then pinching the edges closed. Now if this dough was any drier, I would probably use water or egg white on those edges to close them up. But this dough is very nice and sticky, so I believe it's going to stay closed. I'm hoping anyway. I have a pan of hot oil here. I just took the temperature. The reading was 350, so I'm going to fry up this panzerotti, and we're going to give it a try to see how this recipe holds up for panzerottis. I don't make panzerottis very often, but I thought, well, this is a new recipe, so I have to try it. Okay, so let's give this a try. This one has been sitting here for a bit. It is the first one I fried up. So let's see if it's cooled down enough to try it. It sure looks good. Oh, look at that. It looks delicious. But it is still a little bit hot. All right, let's give this a taste. It is delicious. Still a little bit hot, but it is good. Okay, so these panzerottis were a hit. They were just delicious. So I would definitely make these again. Super easy to make and delicious. Okay, so now to assemble my pepperoni pizza, I have let the dough proof a little bit. I've stretched it to the edge of the pan, and I'm going to start by spreading out my pizza sauce. Okay, so I went a little heavy on the sauce. You don't actually need that much sauce, but I am going to add quite a bit of cheese. And then on top of that, I'm going to add my pepperoni. And then I'm going to let it sit and proof a little bit more before I put it in the oven to bake it. Okay, time to assemble the next one. I've done the same thing to this one. I've stretched the dough to the edge of the pan. I've let it rest, and now I'm adding my sauce, and then I'm going to add my mozzarella cheese. And to this one, I am actually adding the sausage that I had cooked up earlier. So this pizza is coming with us tomorrow when we go to work in our semi-truck. So this will be our snack, our spare food. Okay, so here I'm just finishing the last one, and then I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it at 450 degrees until the crust is done to my liking. Now at this point we are full, we're stuffed, we've eaten all the panzerottis and the pepperoni pizza's gone. So overall, this is a good pizza dough recipe if you have the counter space to let the dough sit somewhere for 18 hours. The only thing I would do different next time is I would make my crust a little bit thicker, but overall it was really good. Thanks for watching.